Hello everyone, my name is Anshul. Today I'm here to present my capstone project on hotel booking analysis. So in this project, what we have to do is we have to do exploratory data analysis on the hotel booking data set. So what does the exploratory data analysis means that we have to find some insights regarding the data. We will plot some graphs and then we will find the insights. So in this the hotel booking data set, what is given is that there are two hotels, one is city hotel and another is resort hotel. So we will find out like which type of hotel is mostly preferred by guests and which country has the highest number of the guests. These type of insights we will be finding out. Now, is our business objective here? So business objective basically is to understand and visualize the data set from hotel and customer point of view. So we will find out what is the reason for booking cancellation, what is the best time to book hotel, what is the peak season, and what the suggestions can we have to reduce the cancellations, and what can we do to increase the revenue of the hotels. Now let's begin. First we will do is we will import the libraries. For data analysis library, we will use NumPy, Pandas. Then for the visualization means to plot the graph, we will use Seaborn and Matplotlib library. Now let's load our data set. It is in my project to in my drive in the project to folder in my drive. Now we will look at the first view of the data set, means we will look at the first 5 rows of the data set. So using the head function here, we can see that these are the column names of which are present in our data. One hotel. So in the hotel, there is resort hotel and city hotel is cancelled, lead time, what is the arrival date, year, and what is the month in which the guest have arrived, what is the week number, etc. All these details are here. And now this is the last 5 rows of the data we will see using the tail function. Now we will see what are the total number of the rows and columns presented on data set and using the shape function. So here we can see the total number of rows are 119390 and total number of columns is 32. Now we will look at the data set information. So using the info function, we can find out what is the total number of columns and all the name of the columns are will be given here and how many entries it contain, whether it contains null value or not. So here you can see that there are these are the non-null values present here and what is the data type of each column, like it is object or it is int type, these are present. Now to check if any duplicate value is there or not, so we will use dot duplicated function and then use the sum function with it to get the sum of all the duplicated values. So here we can see there are 31,994 duplicate values. Now we will find out if is there any missing values or not using isAny function. And we can see that there are 4 columns in which null values are there. And the maximum number of null values are in the company column. We can visualize it using the heat map. So this is the heat map. Here we can clearly see that company column has the maximum number of null values, then agent, and the least null values in the country column. So till now, what we have understood about data set is that there are two hotels. So one is city hotel and one is resort hotel. And total number of rows is 119390 and columns is 32. And the data set contain duplicated items, that is 31,944, and which we will remove later on. And the null values which are maximum present in the company column, as we can see here is, we will also remove them. Now let's see what are the columns present here using the dot columns. So these are the names of the columns, like hotel is cancelled, lead time, arrival date, year, week number, and all these are present. Now, using the describe function, it will basically give the summary of the data frame, means the what is the total number of the count, the mean, standard deviation, minimum, and the maximum, the 25 percentile. All these value will be, we can find out using the describe function. So basically, it will give the summary statistics of our data. Now we will see what is the all the variable names and what is the description. So hotel, in this hotel column, we can see that the name of the hotel is there, that is Daughter Hotel and City Hotel. Is cancelled means if the booking is cancelled, it is noted as 1. If it is not cancelled, it is noted as 0. Then the lead time means the number of days before the actual arrival of the guest. Then the date, year means in which year the guest arrived, what is the month, what is the week number and the day of the month. Then adults, children, babies means the number of the adults, the number of children, number of babies, meal, that what type of meal has been booked by guest, from which country they have arrived, the and previous cancellations of the number of previous booking that is cancelled. All these type of all these are there. Now we will see what is the unique value in each variable using the apply and lambda function. So the unique function, this is the unique function, it will give all the unique values. So in hotel, we can see there are two unique values, that is resort hotel and city hotel. Then is cancelled 0 and 1, as we have mentioned here earlier also. Now let's move on to the data wrangling. So data wrangling means basically the data manipulation. Earlier we have find out that there are duplicate values and null values. Now we will drop the duplicate values and we will replace the null values. We will do the data manipulation. So we will drop the duplicate values using the drop duplicate function. And after the duplication, the number of rows which we are left with is 87,396. Now, we have seen that company column has maximum number of the null values. So we will drop it using the drop function. And and in the children column, there are only 4 missing values. So we will assume that family had 0 children. So we will replace that with 0, and same with the agent column also. We will assume that there were room books without the company or agent, and we will fill it with the 0 using the fill any function. So here what we are going to do is that in the country column also there are some missing values. So we will fill it with the others. Why others? Because country column is an object column. It cannot be filled with using 0 or 1. So we will assume that that it didn't find any country name. So we will fill it with the others. And here in place is true. It means that it will change the original data set. If we do not use in place here, it will not change the original data set. It will there will be missing values present at that time if we do not use it in place is equal to true. Now we will check if there are any null values present or not. So here we can see that in all the columns the null values are 0. Here there are some rows with the total number of adults, children and babies equal to 0. So it means that there is no booking made. So we can remove such rows. We will use the drop function and we will remove all these rows. Now the number of rows having 0 in adult, babies and children column. So here we can see that there are 0 rows which has 0 value. Now we will change the data type. So here we can see that the children and the agent both have float data type, but it cannot be float. It means it cannot be in the decimal values, so it will have to be in the integer form. So we will convert it into the integer using the as type function. Here we can see that children and agency here. This is the agent, which is in the float, which cannot be possible, and the children also, which is in float, that cannot be possible. So we will change the data types. Now in the is cancelled, we have like 0 and 1. So we will replace it to the 0 means not cancelled and 1 with is cancelled for our better understanding. Now with the repeated guest, with this column also we'll do the same thing. 0 means not repeated and 1 means repeated. So 0 will be replaced with not repeated and 1 will be replaced with repeated. Now we have added different columns here. So what we have done is we have created a new column, total stay in nights, and in this we have this stay in week nights and stay in weekend nights. We have added both the columns and the values stored in this one single column. And we have created a new column that is revenue. And what we have done here is we have multiplied the ADR with the total staying nights. And we have created another column that is total guest, in which the adults, children, and babies, all the three values will be added and it's stored in the one single variable that is total guest. So till now, what we have manipulations is done that we have dropped all the duplicate values. We have handled the null values. We have replaced the null values in agent column with 0, and we have filled the null values in children column with 0, and in the country we have replaced it with the others. And we have changed the data type of children and agent to the int because it was in float present, and we have created three different columns, that is the total guest revenue. We have created these columns, and we have changed the value of is cancelled, that they have just 0 and 1 value. We have converted into 0 to not cancelled and 1 to cancelled, and same for the is repeated. So these manipulations we have done till now. Now what we will do is we will do the analysis. Now we will doing the univariate analysis. Means univariate means we will use only the one variable. So our first type of chart is which type of hotel is preferred by guests. So means that which hotel is mostly preferred, resort hotel or city hotel. For this, we have used the pie chart. Here we can clearly see that city hotel is 61.07% and resort hotel 38.93%. Means city hotel is mostly preferred by the guests. Now the second chart is how many guests repeated. For this also we have to use the pie chart. So here we can see that only 3.86% of people have repeated their bookings and 96% has not repeated the booking. Means there is something that there is some reason due to which the people are not repeating their bookings again and again. So what we do is we can give the seasonal discounts. We can we can give seasonal discounts. We can improve the service of the hotel so that people can visit again. Now we will see how many people have cancelled. So you can see that 72% people, yes, have not cancelled and only 27% has cancelled. Means the percentage of cancellation is very less, and for that also we have used the pie chart. So it means that performance is quite good of the hotel because cancellation rate is low. So what we can do is we can also reduce this by asking feedback from the customers that why they have cancelled. Now, the next chart is about the most preferred food. For this, we have used the bar chart. So here we can see that BB means bed and breakfast. This type of meal is mostly preferred by the guests, and the least preferred is full food. So now the next is which type uh, which room type is preferred by the guests. So the room A is mostly preferred by the guest and the room L is the least preferred by the guest. For this also we have used the bar chart because it is easy to visualize here. Now we will see that which agent had made the maximum bookings. So you can see the agent number 9 has made the maximum bookings and 1 is the lowest. And we are finding the top 10 agents. So in the top 10 agents, the 9 is with the maximum bookings and the 1 is the lowest booking. Next chart is about the top 10 countries. Means the country from which the maximum number of guests have arrived. So here we can see that this is Portugal. This is the Portugal. So from the Portugal country, maximum guest of has arrived, and the least guest is arrived from the Netherlands. This is the Netherlands, and this is the Portugal. Now we will see that mostly used distribution channels. So you can see that TA/TU. This is the distribution channel by which maximum number of bookings has been made. Now let's move on to the bivariate and multivariate analysis. So bivariate analysis means that what we'll do is we use the bivariate means we'll use the two columns, and multivariate means we can use a multiple variables. So first here we are trying to find out that in which year the maximum number of bookings were made by both the hotels. So here we can clearly see the year 2016. Maximum number of bookings were both made by the resort hotel and the city hotel, and the least bookings were made by the both the hotels in year 2015. So in 2015 bookings were the least, then in 16 it increased and it were maximum and then again decreased for both the hotels. Now let's move on to finding the ADR across each month. So here we can see that for the resort hotel, the maximum number of bookings were made in the August month, and for the city hotel, the maximum number of bookings were made in the May and August both. And the minimum number of bookings for the city hotel and for the resort hotel both were in the November. Now, let's move on to the number of bookings that were made in all the months. So here we can see the August month has the maximum number of bookings for the city hotel. And if we see about the least number of bookings, so here we can see that November has the least number of bookings for the both resort hotel and for the city hotel both. Now let's see what is the ADR across distribution channel. So you can see that the GDS distribution channel is the highest for the city hotel, and for the city hotel and it is the lowest. Move on to the next visualization here. Uh, how does the lead time vary across different hotel types? So what is basically the lead time here? It is a duration between the booking and the arrival, means how far in people in advance they have booked the hotel. So here we have used the box plot. So we can see that in the resort hotel there are extreme outliers. So it means the resort hotel the people have booked it from very in advance in very far in advance. So it means that people tends to book the resort hotel more than the city hotel. Now let's move on to the next here, that is the pair plot. So when this pair plot, what we are doing is what we use pair plot is because to explore the relationships between the variables, it is easy to use a pair plot and also to identify any trends. So from this pair plot, what we can see is that there is weak positive correlation between the ADR, that is average daily rate, and total number of guests. So it means that the hotel with high ADR tend to have high number of guests. So now it's important to note that correlation is weak and there is a lot of variability in the data. Now let's move on to the heat map. So now let's move to the next, that is correlation heat map. So what is basically correlation heat map? It is used to visualize the correlation matrix between the multiple variables to find out what is the relationship between all these variables. So here we can can see that there is a positive correlation between the total stay in nights and revenue. It means that the higher number of nights a guest stays, the higher the revenue generated by the hotel. So, and also there is positive relation between the total guests and total stay in nights and the revenue. So booking with more guests and longer duration tend to generate more revenue for the hotel. We can clearly see from here. Now, so what we can suggest to the client so that they can achieve the business objective. So first, what is the reason for the booking cancellations? Like why the guests have changed the plans or find better deals, or they do not like about the hotel. So we can find out by using the survey, and or then we can learn that why people exactly cancel their bookings. Now, next is what is the best time to book hotel? So they look at that when most and how most people book and how early they do it by using data to predict when more people will want to book. Hotel can change prices to attract more guests. They can also offer a discount and deals, and at times when few people usually book to get more guests to come than the peak season. So by knowing the peak season, you can plan better to have enough staff and rooms available when most people will stay. They can also advertise that time and make more money. Now, to reduce cancellation, what are the suggestions? So, what is that the hotel can do things to make few people cancel their bookings. So, what they can do is they can let guests change or cancel the plan easily without extra fee. And hotel also need to communicate with the guest before and after they book to make sure know what to expect and increase the revenue of the hotel. So by the changing room prices based on how many people want to stay and what others are doing, hotels also try to sell more things to guests like upgraded rooms or special packages. Now, what all conclusion we get after performing the EDA is that city hotel is mostly preferred by the guests. Percentage of repeated guests is less, which is 3.86, and the cancellation rate is 27%. Mostly preferred type is BB type, that is bread and breakfast. Room number type A is mostly preferred. Area number 9 has made the most bookings, and most guests are coming from Portugal. And TATU distribution channel is mostly used. And for 2016 year, highest bookings were made both by the city and resort hotel. And city hotel generates more revenue in May, and resort hotel generates more revenue between July and August. And GDS channel distribution contributed most in the area, that is average daily rate, and direct and TA has nearly equal contribution in the area in both hotel types. That's all. Thank you so much.